Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Reliant. Its continuing mission? To seek out new worlds, to defend all life and all civilizations, to boldly dare where no family has dared before.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scratchers Academy. It is Star Trek Day and I'm super excited about that. So I'm going to run through a few things super quick and then I will hand over to the lovely Greg. So Discord, you should definitely head over there, check it out. It's full of lots of lovely people and you can also find a chat room specifically for this campaign. If you want to go and talk about theories and chat about whatever. Also, if you want to get into a game, drop Scrat a DM on Twitter. We have 5 viewer games this season. I think Monster of the Week is full until the end of the season. But other than that, we can definitely get you a game. If you haven't seen the episodes before this one, we have a playlist on YouTube where you can go and catch up. And we also have a Patreon if you would like to support us that way. And we also have some free articles on there written by the very lovely Renee. We also have merch on Redbubble, where Scrat always says, get that crest on your chest. And I know he's trying to work out some more, but yeah. Anyway, we've got some really awesome sponsors. One of them in the form of Bird in the Storm, which is Tall School and Bird versus Plane. And also the lovely Mage Hand Press that creates the D&D 5e Dark Matter Alpha. Every 4 followers and every 10 retweets, we get like a data pack for this, which you can donate for as well. But also below, you can see some other donations, which I know the group here are both terrified and kind of want to happen. It's a very conflicting sort of thing, but yeah, Greg wants it. So without further ado, I'll hand over to Greg. Hi, Greg.
Hi, everyone. And just to clarify, yes, if you do look below, you'll see that the additional donations, in addition to what the Academy usually offers, we have specific for Star Trek, the Kobayashi Maru, Make Things Worse, Child of the Star, Create Your Own Romulan Warbird. Right now, Hawkeye and I are working on their Romulan Warbird, tricking it out, preparing it for the crew of the Reliant, and getting it just right. And then finally, if you are so inclined, Q can join the fray. And if that donation and when that donation is triggered, we will go to a break. I will prepare myself, and then we will come back with an ambassador from the Continuum. But once again, to move forward in our storyline here of Perfection Shadow, we have to go backwards. And with a brief recap of what happened in last episode, as follows. The USS Reliant was engaged in a conflict with a Romulan warbird. It was a very pitched battle with a member Takora on the exterior of the ship. There were actual intruders inside the ship that seemed to have been going after specific bits of information. The clocks on the Reliant were also off by about 10 minutes. So there were numerous problems and anomalies throughout the ship. But with the combined efforts of the crew, not only was the entire craft expertly piloted by Ensign Amat, but also we had the survival of Ensigns Calvin and Ensign Hobbs as Takora drew the fire of the Romulan warbird, briefly felt the tingle of a transporter, but evaded it, as everyone was able to return to the Reliant as the Romulan warbird went to cloak. Now, once again, using the powers of deduction that only this crew has, they were able to learn several things. All of their attackers and intruders on the ship beamed out or were killed, leaving no biomatter behind. None. Not an errant hair, not a fingerprint. Nothing seemed to stick from their presence, as if they were never there. But also, they were able to scan the rest of the Carina system and find out that the problem or the source of the tachyon sickness and tachyon emissions that were flooding the Carina system were originating at Carina 10, a gas giant. This gas giant was also surrounded by rings, not unlike Saturn, filled with rock, ice, other celestial debris. And once they arrived on the scene, they realized that not only was there celestial debris, but there was also the remains, relatively intact, of the USS Hamilton, a Constitution class Federation ship that was said to have been decommissioned 85 years ago. Upon further research, the logs of the captain were able to be recovered in Andorian, and she stated that there was a tachyon device that had been initiated. It drew too much power from the ship, and they were experiencing a potential warp core breach. Rather dramatically, the captain's logs ended. But with that knowledge in hand, and also the inability to transport directly to the USS Hamilton, Ensign Amat again jumped behind the piloting controls of a shuttlecraft and took the group through the celestial debris of ice and rock to the USS Hamilton. But they were not the first to arrive, as a Romulan shuttlecraft was already docked or parked in the cargo bay. With environmental suits donned and very little, if any, atmosphere remaining on the USS Hamilton, the crew decided to go ever deeper. I should mention that Ensign Amat also Fast and the Furious, the shuttle, preventing the Romulans from taking off. A move that may come back if we see some type of hasty retreat. But as they went further into the USS Hamilton, they reached the turbo lift. They had two choices: up to the bridge, down to engineering. They decided to go up to the bridge, and after pulling off a rung, deciding what to do with a guard, throwing a rung, hitting a female Romulan, toppling female Romulan, holding and deciding fate of female Romulan, and ultimately dropping female Romulan down the turbolift shaft. They decided to climb to the top of the bridge, where they saw three additional Romulans staring at what looked like a torpedo set on its end. The torpedo was rocking with light. And as the three stood there, T, Takura, and Nat aimed with their phasers, set to stun, and fired. And everything froze as each blast crept from the ends of their phasers, but ended not in the backs or the sides of their enemy, but in midair. The crackle and hum of the energy apparent even in the loose atmosphere of the Hamilton. But what was heard through the was a voice that only Ensign Amat could hear. And it said, Genesis. Asked who Amat was and became a friend. And as all of that occurred in the beats between beats, we are now going to pick back up on the bridge of the USS Hamilton. As these phaser blasts reach their targets, each of you fired and remind me and remind our wonderful boldly goers where and who and what is occurring, or what you think is occurring as you shoot.
Oh, damn. Well, Nat was finally smiling, which I don't think she's done in a long time since we started this mission, as she was firing at the Romulan whose back was to her, who was wearing the insignia of a sub-commander, and she rolled 4 successes. It was so great. I really hope something good happens because of it.
Yep. And then T, you shot as well. You did not have a success with your phaser, right?
T is not about that.
Okay. And Takora fired, and I believe also had one success, or okay. So here's how this plays out. Nat, you definitely hit. You definitely stun and completely incapacitate one of the Romulans. As the commander turns around, I am going to spend give me 1 second. Let me spend my final 2 threat. That's momentum. As he grabs the Romulan closest to him and pulls that Romulan in the path of your blast. This is a mechanic that several major NPCs have, and it is basically, I have people around me and they are meat shields. And so as this happens, you all have had a surprise round. Amat, you are back in the land of seconds and clocks. As the phasers hit, the voice in your head is gone, but you can still hear the vroom, vroom, vroom of the device that is just beyond these Romulans. And every so often, you think you can hear a Genesis inside.
Do I get any sense of like whether this is like an active torpedo that we're shooting at?
You sure can, since you're the first to ask. Go ahead and roll me insight and roll me let's do an engineering here, because this is, or I will take security, as you're just trying to decide whether or not this is a.
Thank goodness. Insight security. All right. I know nothing about these things. 2d20, submit.
Mhm.
No applicable focus. I love the little rolly sound that it makes.
Okay.
You know, that's fair.
So with a 1, this is something that you actually think about for now that the beats and the seconds are returning to you, Amat. And as you look at it, you realize it doesn't necessarily remind you. You've seen the inside of a torpedo before. It's kind of, when you're going through the academy, everybody gets to see stuff like that.
Yeah,
The
I
inner
attended class that day.
Right, you were there. So when you're looking at this, it doesn't look like somebody had taken like the exterior canister off of like a photon torpedo, but the way that the bottom half of it is, and the way that it looks, it looks like the exterior is torpedo-like, but the interior is very, very different. You don't remember like the lights, and you don't remember like the humming sound when something is armed. It seems as if maybe they dressed one up like a photon torpedo, but inside, it's certainly not.
Oh, then I would like to take a free couple of seconds to say, oh, that's not a torpedo.
And as the first bevy of blasts hit, you see the Romulan turn. Everyone's grabbing disruptors. Everybody's ready for a second shot. And in that moment of calm, when gunslingers decide that the clock is just going to 12, Amat delivers the "it is not a torpedo" line. And I would like everyone to decide here who among your group is going to act. Takora is still in play.
This is difficult. This is complicated. Because I would wait for Takora to try and do what first officers do and maybe talk, but also I'm feeling real good with my
Feeling a little
phaser.
punchy.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little punchy, but unless they're firing, I'm not going to fire again.
Yeah, I think T.
It was a wave. It was a hey. That's all
It
that
was a warning shot that somebody
no, it
had
was
to
like, hey.
in front of to. Okay.
That's Nat's kind of warning shot.
I mean, they're
Just
warned.
stunned.
What do you? They're warned now.
Mission accomplished. Yeah. Okay. So nobody wants to act beyond holding an action. So we're
Oh
letting the
no.
clock hit 12 and then
That's terrifying.
How come that isn't a torpedo? Why is it dressed like one?
Is that Sub Commander to talk, or is it someone else who's not to talk and therefore
it is not to talk.
Okay.
one day
We'll find him.
him? Okay. Yeah. So, yep, I think stalemate. And what maybe you should answer the ensign with her phaser still level.
T sort of
Okay.
like realizing she's supposed to be pointing as again.
Takora's probably very irritated. I'm not- This is not how we planned to begin our negotiations, Ensign.
This is the best way to begin negotiations.
Yeah, we have guns and they don't.
Okay,
Oh,
so
come on.
as you all stop and offer to talk it out, the disruptor fires from the person that you were aiming at, Nat. And with 6 damage that pierces through any armor that Takora may have, you see Takora fly back and smash against the rear of the bridge, coming right beside Amat, and slide down as the other Romulan is going for their disruptor as well.
Hecky. Now, we were shamed last episode for shooting them in the back, and now we offered to negotiate.
This happens every time. Why don't we just shoot first and not ask any questions?
We should have listened.
Well,
Fine.
that's what you did. You did shoot first and didn't ask any questions.
Warning
They
shot.
turned around. The 4th person that's supposed to be in the bridge is gone. You just shot somebody in the back. They're going to return fire.
Warning shot.
Stun, Greg. It was
Warning
on
shot.
Was it
stun.
on stun when you dropped somebody down the turbo lift
I was
shaft?
I mean,
Was that fire on stun?
I take no responsibility for that. I was
Hey.
told orders.
Hey, she was pretty stunned when we did it.
Yeah.
Okay,
T
well,
is gonna run over to Takora.
yep, and I'm
Sprint.
gonna retaliate, seeing my freaking the XO go down.
I can't believe you're making us face the consequences of our own
It's
actions.
so rude.
How dare you?
What was I thinking? Right.
I don't know. I really don't
This
know.
is a hell of a way to start off a Friday, Greg. What is your problem?
I shoot who I want, Dad.
Not in this spaceship, you don't.
Our dad's not even on this ship.
We've only just
Talk
got a new
about Wyatt.
XO. You can't down another one.
Yo, if Takora's unconscious though, she might not remember that we shot first, and then
She
You
gave
can't
us
tell
the
on us, like-
order.
that's true. That's true.
That's
true.
did not
Good
just
thinking.
go like, I'm going to shoot everybody
That's
into
true.
this motion.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're
Is
right.
that-
You're right.
Okay, let's everybody just. That's the go-to now for shooting everybody. So
I like to think of my phaser as a shot.
We would like to blame shift as a free action and then respond.
yeah, you get a free action. Everybody can look at one another and point fingers and see if
Be like,
Takora's
"It's
lost.
Takora's."
We're not pointing fingers to each other. Everyone
Yeah.
here is guiltless.
It's just like Spider-Man gift, just like it's you,
Yeah.
you. Takora. Every points at Takora.
Yeah,
is
it's
okay.
Takora's fault. Only because she's not here.
Right. Defend herself, literally.
Sorry. this is
Alrighty,
very-
so as Takora
I'm
bounces
shooting.
off the back of the okay, Nat, you're taking a shot. Go right ahead and roll an attack for me, please.
I shoot who I want, Dad. Oh, God. Crack myself up. Okay. Boop-a-doop. Yes. One success.
Okay, so as the blast fires, it goes directly over the shoulder of the commander, Romulan, and you see it just hit the device over his shoulder. It doesn't seem to do any damage. You see a scorch mark appear along its kind of white, kind of plasteel surface. But in Amat's mind, for a moment, you hear a very defined, very articulate Genesis, and then whoom, whoom, whoom.
Thank you, voice. That's very helpful.
Is when Takora got blasted, are she and T behind anything now, like behind consoles that would be on the ship?
If you're familiar with the Star Trek, the original series, everyone would be down kind of between Sulu's station and the view screen. That's where this device is set up and where they're standing. So they have the consoles, the navigational cons to kind of hide behind where Sulu and Chekhov sat. You all, when Takora flew back, it would be past like Kirk's chair over by the science station by Spock, where, you know, the turbo right there. She did not fly through the turbo lift and fall, but she's kind of smashed into the area that would be, yeah, she did. She's dead. She smashed into the area beside the science station and slid down there. So there is definitely some lower cover.
Okay.
If Takora are down, they'd be behind the railing and behind the captain's chair.
Okay. Can then, as Ensign Vol is talking to themselves, I'm going to kind of move, grab them, and pull them behind cover along with myself.
Okay.
If they would like that, they would like to come with me.
Okay. So your fire goes off, and then for a free action, you're kind of setting up the next action, which is a movement and evasion. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to say you're able to kind of put the same articles that I just described, you know, in between you all. It'll increase the DC on both sides. As the next Romulan fires off. And again, with 2 successes as you were running Amat, you take what's going to be 3 damage. If you have any type of resistance, it will subtract from the 3. If not, you take 3 stress as one of the disruptors kind of pings right where your prosthetic arm hits your trap, right where it hits your it just, you feel a burning sensation.
Rude.
Not like when you received it. Yeah.
Rude. Is my arm damaged? Or is it my body's more damaged?
Yeah, it hit the flesh. It hit the flesh right around where it bleeds into the artificial limb.
Okay, that's fine. So mid chest. Okay, that's fine. Just so long as the arm is not damaged.
Arm's good. Arm's ready to rock.
Perfect.
So we go back to the group as you all kind of, everyone kind of now gets cover as there's an exchange, a hail of phaser and disruptor fire here on the bridge of the USS Hamilton. I will, since we have a beat between moments here and there isn't an attack action going on, I want to check in with T. T, you get over to Takora. Takora is unconscious and her suit appears damaged. You can see that the readouts and the lights on the front of it are indicating some type of breach.
Yeah, she's probably going to just try and make sure Takora is like stable and try and figure out what's wrong with the suit itself to see if it's something she can fix manually or she's going to have to do something else about it.
Okay, let's roll. Give me an insight and give me a medicine, because you would know how to treat not only the suit, but the wearer of the suit in just these types of circumstances, because there are kits in play to take care of Evo suits. So go ahead and give me that roll.
It's a 1.
Okay. It's going to take you around to find it, but you know that each suit, in the arm of the suit, they have like an emergency patch that is exactly what it sounds like. Just when you get a flat on your tire, you're able to patch it up for brief periods of time to create a new seal around any potential leak or compromised area. So you're kind of searching for it. It's taking you a little longer than it normally would because of the circumstances. But we have had the Romulan fire. So at this point, Amat, if there's something you want to do that is action or attack related, let me know. Otherwise, you can hand off to Nat if you just want to get behind cover.
Is there anything I can throw?
This whole place breaks apart. You have demonstrated your ability
Hell
to
yeah.
break off the rung and throw it with, Batman-like batarang accuracy. So absolutely.
This round I'm going to get behind cover and spend it looking for things to peel off and throw.
Give me an insight in engineering, and the better you do, the bigger the thing I will find for you to be able to throw.
Oh my gosh, you are an angel, even though you shot me that one time.
I'm kind of over it.
5 minutes ago.
We're still friends.
Let's put a pin in that until the end of the episode.
Did I do 2d20 on that?
Mm-hmm.
Good enough.
Okay, so with your one success, you look around and you're pretty sure that with your prosthetic arm, you could probably grab a piece of the molding off of the side of one of the science consoles. As soon as you do, it starts to break about 2 or 3 feet down. So you'd have a long shard of 2 or 3 feet of this kind of compromised plasteel.
Yes. Next time I get a chance, I'm gonna javelin that mess and then just keep doing it.
Okay, sounds good. So let's cut back, as that action isn't an attack action. Nat, I'm going to allow you to return fire because I'm taking a few liberties here with the initiative order, but if it's not an attack, it doesn't hurt the combat sequence. So go right ahead, Nat, if you want to take a shot.
Yeah, so they're still around this thing.
Yep, one of them's behind Chekhov's console, one of them's behind Sulu's console if this were the Enterprise, and the woo boom woo boom is kind of right around them. They were watching and really close, like a campfire type of look whenever you guys jumped up and shot him in the back.
Nice try, Greg. Okay. I'm going to return fire from around the side of one of the stations that I'm at because they are very rude in hitting our crew, and I don't like that. It's rude. So rude. Okay. And we have, did I get any momentum from those 4 successes?
Unfortunately, everything hit and did exactly what you needed it to, and that was last session. So yeah, I went ahead and just took it into one of them's out.
Cool. Love it. I'm going to spend a point of momentum to try to shoot that subcommander again. Oh, happy day. Happy day.
So as you blast, just after the shot came through that took Takor out, this is happening, just blink, 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 blink. Amat just tears off a large piece, a shard javelin, if you will. And so that's a total of 6. No. Yes. No. How many is that?
5.
It's 5?
I think even auto does the crits.
Oh, it does. The auto does the crits?
Yeah.
Okay, so with 5 total, I only needed 2 to hit. So the other 3 either be banked as momentum or, actually you did have cover. So you can bank 2 as momentum or 2 as additional straight damage if you'd like it to be. You can roll your damage first and then decide if you want. Okay. So would you like to add that?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second while I figure out just how buggered this guy is from that blast. I don't think. Okay, what's the so the total effect that you do now is
7?
7 total. Boop boo. Oops. In 1 moment. Make sure I get this right. Okay, so you see your blast strike into him, but it does not knock him down, as you can hear or witness or see the of gas as the Atmo from his environmental suit is now exiting. He doesn't seem to care as he kind of doubles over and grabs his side, but he seems to be made of sterner stuff and aims for another shot of his own. Do you want to do anything move-wise?
Duck.
Okay, that's it takes him 3 to hit you 2 as well, since you have the same cover between them. But this commander,
Oh, he's a commander.
yeah,
Mm.
he will take a shot. He didn't spend 6 years being a sub-commander to be called sub-commander. Thank you very much.
Oh,
So-
shit.
Called deceased.
As he rolls back with 6 plus 1 effect, Nat, he is going to do minus whatever armor or resistance you may have.
Mhm.
The total that he's going to do for all that would be 7, and he is going to bank. Let me see. I have 3 additional. I'm banking that as threat against you all.
Okay. I do have some resistance. Let's see. So what is that in total?
In total, it's going to be 7 because he has vicious on his gun, which means
Okay.
the effect is vicious. It's an extra point.
Jesus. Okay.
How is Lieutenant Nat?
Real not good. Real not good. Luckily she got she's just got 1 stress left, or however you do it.
Okay,
But that's
so
it.
that's a pretty severe shot that
Yeah.
as the two of you exchange these blasts, you both got each other right in the vital areas of taking shots in center mass. And as the disruptor burns through your suit, you can actually feel portions of your suit kind of bleeding and melting into your skin as this huge disruptor burn rips across your ribs. T, as soon as you turn and look up, you, even from this distance, without the need for a roll, can tell that this is a very serious wound that Nat just received. And Nat, as you stumble and go back, and as he stumbles and goes back, we're going to cut over to Amat. As Nat, you've gone, and now we have Amat from your side after the Romulan shoots.
Amat had been having a nice time. Amat is having a terrible time now.
Amat, at this darkest moment, you hear a voice of the voice of your friend again in your head. May I? And you feel your fingers on your arm move of their own accord.
The prosthetic one? Hell yeah. Okay.
He whispers into your mind. Tell your friends to magnetize their boots.
Amat will look at the other two and say, turn your boots on.
Nat, despite flying through the air by this disruptor, is probably still smiling a little as like some blood comes out of her mouth, but she just kind of like cocks the whole helmet at Amat and will listen.
I think T is very confused. She's just finished patching up to Cora, and Nat's probably heard her name yelled as she's gone to go, but quickly secures to Cora's boots before running over to Nat and trying to secure her own in time.
Hi.
And Amat says, "Here we go."
So here's what the deal is. You have 1 momentum left here. I'm going to require that it be spent so that it can help. Amat, I want you to roll a fitness and a security, and I want you to have 3 additional d20s to roll with this as your arm is moving by itself as it twirls the piece of metal and preps to throw it.
Okay, so 5 d20, since I would
Please.
usually use 2. Okay.
Mhm.
Hope I don't fail. That would be.
I see the green. Hey.
So as Amat tells you all to turn on your boots, you see Amat with the prosthetic arm flip this huge jagged piece of plasteel and effortlessly throw it straight up to the plasteel dome that covers the very tip top of the bridge. It shatters, completely exploding out into space as the remaining bits of the Hamilton's atmosphere rush from the area. In conjunction, as soon as the vacuum of space kind of coalesces around this device, there is a repulsion of energy as the unconscious Romulan, the regular Romulan, and the commander go flying in various directions away from it. And as they smash into the walls and the ceiling, you see them creeping at an accelerated rate until first the unconscious, the normal, and the commander go out through the top. The commander reaches down and grabs hold of a piece of the dome, but everything here, much like the environment on Carina 7 that is degraded with this advanced age, it crumbles in his hand, and a huge portion of the dome itself peels away as he's trying to hold on and not get sucked into space. You see him desperately trying to activate his boots, but it just so happens that that's exactly where Nat hit him. And as he pushes the button, nothing happens, as you don't hear a thing, but you just witness through the view screen 1, 2, and finally a third carrying a large piece of metal just low in front of the USS Hamilton. You are alone.
We really should transfer you to security.
And T's looking at like that, like stop talking as she's trying
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just a little blood.
Fine.
I can't wipe it away because my hands.
Like, sort of not really looking at your face, but trying to sort you out.
Amat steps over the cover as much as they can with the magnetized boots on and says, "I'm gonna go look at this thingy." Just like not missing a beat.
Ensign, maybe we should wait. Maybe we should rouse to Cora first.
Okay. It's like still walking over. I won't touch it.
Do you promise?
God.
Get me up. Get me up. Get me up. Get me up. Get me up.
You're breaking.
You're 5 feet away.
It's like literally just speaking into their command badge. Just like. I don't know what it is. The atmosphere.
Don't. Get me up. Get me up, T. Get me up.
Okay. Like, and she's sort of trying to help her up as long as it doesn't damage her any further, because she's pretty hurt, isn't she?
I'm so hurt right now. I'm so hurt.
I just want to say, chat, I saw that involuntary manslaughter, and that was completely manslaughter. That was voluntary, 100%. I want us to be totally sure that was voluntary. Thank you.
Definitely.
And also, Mickey, I did see the 2 threat come in. Thank you so very much. That will come in very handy here as our time on the Hamilton continues. But you are all there. T, I'd like you to go ahead and roll for me I'm going to allow you to do two separate things here. You can either do an insight and medicine or a daring and medicine.
Should go insight. I feel like it'd be insight.
I'm fine. I feel great. I feel happy.
It's great, but
Feel-
you look terrible. And
No,
I'm gonna,
really?
if I can, add my practical experience.
I always thought I looked better with blood on my
Absolutely.
face.
Really? A 1? Can I re-roll that, please? Or is
Yeah,
that-
have a reroll.
Wow, I'm
You
a bad
may-
doctor. Hang on.
Absolutely. Use, all the rerolls that you have, sure.
Oh,
Yay.
it's better than last time.
Okay, so with the 2 successes, you are able to add a stress back to Nat as you're able to alleviate some of the burning. The pain goes away as soon. I mean, you can actually hit her with the. Each Federation environmental suit has a port in it.
I was
So
gonna say,
if
can I
there's an
just straight while she's
Yeah.
moving?
If there's an emergency type of it's almost very much like if somebody is getting prolonged IVs, they give them a port. It's identical to that in that it gets you to the skin and maintains the integrity of the suit. It doesn't require a roll for you to know, T and Amat, that Nat's suit is definitely compromised, and there's just whispers of atmosphere that are going outside. Your suit itself has readouts on the glass all over Nat it's just flashing red.
It's probably fine. Can I limp my way over to Ensign Ball and take out my kit? Or
T
whatever
is
it is to
carrying
help.
her. Like T,
What?
as you're walking, is like jabbing you with all these things where she'll go.
Right in the butt.
Oh, you know what? Vol should probably help carry Takora.
You're
I promise I won't touch it.
Nat, your suit is compromised. We need to get back now.
Do
Like,
you,
right.
do you have duct tape? We still have duct tape.
No, I don't have tape. Not for this. Tape won't fix this. She's
Why not? It's fine. I'm just feeling a little lightheaded, but I think it's fine.
Okay.
Here's the devil's bargain.
What?
I will allow you to field dress and correct the compromised section of Nat's suit, but you'll need to use Nat's patch and either Amat's or T's patch.
T will use her own patch if like she's too like she's gonna sit down, and by saying sit down, she's forcing Nat
Can
down.
I go sit in the by the torpedo, the not torpedo?
No, you can't.
Okay.
It just so happens that when T sits Nat down, it is in the captain's chair.
Sweet. Nat feels very uncomfortable there. He's just gonna like squirm along.
Yeah, and she's like T is just getting to work. You see her getting her patch out, start just patching everything.
You don't have to do that. I'm sure one is gonna be fine. I'm just seeing my eyes are crossing a little, but otherwise I'm okay.
She looks up and just glares at you for a second, like and
Right,
She doesn't glare, and you will be feeling worry and pure rage. as you
Oh,
just-
yeah. No, I was really mad at those Romulans too. That's definitely who you're mad at right now.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
as the space drugs kick in and as the space duct tape is securing the space suit, Amat, you have a direct path towards this device. No one can stop you. You can pace.
No one can stop you is the worst thing a dungeon
would
master
you
or game master has ever said to me, TK, the player.
I am glad.
I want to touch the torpedo.
Come on! Do it.
And that was the end.
I
This has
just-
been a
I'm
nice
not gonna
campaign.
like touch it. I'm just gonna look at it with my eyes and a little fingertips.
You're gonna massage it with your eyeballs.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
gonna,
just
you're
gonna,
gonna look
like-
at it with your fingertips.
No, not hard. Just like
Got
just
it.
want to like look at it, and if it's particularly blinky or shiny, I would like to.
There is a particularly blinky shiny spot on it.
There's a
It's like a
blinky spot.
It's like a silver cylinder. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, tell
That-
me
got
about
a-
it.
It's a silver cylinder. It looks almost like that there are several silver cylinders kind of inside, one after the other,
Gosh.
almost like a Russian doll.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it looks as if one of those has been. There probably was an outer cylinder that has been turned and it's dropped into the device. You can see like the top of the metal ring, and it looks like there's about 2 or 3 more that you could kind of turn and like they would drop in as well.
Oh my
and
gosh, I
see-
could push them.
You can
I
turn them,
shouldn't
and
do that. No.
I think it's a great idea.
Do I have? I'm not listening to you. I feel like
I
you're
know.
trying to- he's like, that sounds like a great idea. He's like pushing me, like, touch it. They all have little red buttons on them. Push
No
them.
blinking.
They make the best noises if you push them. Can I determine whether or not the Romulans were in the midst of pushing or pulling?
I tell you what, because we did have 10 retweets earlier, and we have yet to give out a information packet, I will do so now without you having to roll for this. So when you get up and look at everything, there is a very odd kind of graphic. It's an older display. It's something that you wouldn't see now. It's a low resolution. It's a deep monitor type of look. But it looks as if this is to be believed, that it was activated 85 years ago, if the star date and all of the numbers, and the numbers are creeping by as if it was 85 years ago. Seconds are seconds, minutes are minutes. You can't tell if this is a countdown timer or simply a timer, though. But it looks as if the activation of this device occurred well in the past, and by your measure, the Romulans were simply observing.
Okay. Does it give any indication of what activation looks like? Is this activated, or is it in the process of being activated?
Yeah, the final bit then I'll give you is it looks like it's in the process of being activated. It looks as if it's been in this state for too long, though. So it either needs to be completed, the activation process, or it needs to be stopped. And if the logs of the late captain are to be believed, it's feeding itself off of the warp core. And once again, if that's to be believed, it would explain why there's a lot of trouble at Carina 7 and then this star system with those blank spots. And it seems as if this has been doing this for quite some time, and it's reached sort of a climactic moment. And hey, here we are. So yeah, Amat would say, yeah, turning it on all the way or turning it off is really the only 2 options.
Okay, let me look at this captain's log real quick, and then I'll get back to you on, because I'm like, oh, is activating bad? And so like now I'm like looking at the log, so I'm gonna get back to you.
TK, we could also, if we needed to, try and I don't know how comms are, but we could talk to Scout.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't like, for TK personally, I don't remember if activating is bad, and I'm going to assume it probably is. You guys want to get on comms with Scout?
Yeah, I'll do it. Well, unless you want to do it.
Oh yeah, she's mad at you.
No, she's not mad at me. Yes, she is. But I meant, does T want to do it because she is a higher rank than me?
That makes sense.
I think T would let you do it to distract you from stop moving around.
Right.
whilst
Because I
talking.
feel super high right now, so this is the perfect time to talk to somebody.
T just wants you distracted.
Hit my badge.
Oh, I
As you-
forgot. This is a tachyon weapon, so maybe activating is bad.
Let's turn it off.
This is actual going through this game. Actually, this is bad.
I just thought it
your
was like a really
bad, my
fast.
bad.
Yeah, I just thought it was like an easy bake oven with more lights. I was like, are there brownies in here? I don't know.
There could have been cheese cubes, but
Yeah.
Probably.
Not anymore. They're like vaporized.
yeah, they're all old. Oh no.
Cubes.
Yes, I hit my comm badge, Greg.
Okay, When you hit your comm badge, you do not receive the Reliant. The tachyon field around here that is jamming transporters, you are literally right next to the device that's causing this huge subspace problem.
Well, I'm high. Give me a break.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're not sure if it's the space drugs talking.
Yeah.
But as you hit your comm, you hear voices. And it seems to be a state of emergency. You know, we have to shut this down. Everyone, engineering report. And it just various voices floating and fluttering through as you hear the death throes of the USS Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Maybe. T, do you hear that?
Sorry, what? Do I hear what?
You know, people screaming, alarms going off.
Greg, do I hear that, or is it so quiet that only? Yeah.
It's not broadcast. It sounds like communications for Nat. The rest of you are not picking anything up.
Okay, Nat, I just need you to just relax. It's fine. And I'm gonna hit her with another shot.
I'm totally relaxed if you would stop poking me with things.
I'm almost done, but you're hearing voices now?
I'm not hearing voices. If I was hearing voices, I would make a report about it. I would tell my away team about it, because that would be... Sorry. Somebody else was shouting through.
Which is a perfect segue as we go back over to Amat. Amat, I'm assuming that they have reviewed the files and the captain's logs in their head.
Yeah.
As you're coming to a consensus of whether to yay or nay this device or proceed, or the voice of your friend returns. This is beautiful as it is. It cannot be set off now.
Yeah,
Not yet.
we should turn it. Wait, not yet. Whoa, wait. Is there an instance when that would be okay?
Well, everything has its time. This is not its time.
You know, there's something beautiful and poetic about that. I think I agree.
That is why we are friends. Amat.
We are friends. What's your name?
Cannot remember.
Oh, that's sad.
It is Spruel. Yes.
Spruel?
Spruel.
I like that. Amat and Spruel. Spruel and Amat. Yeah. We could have so many adventures.
This is our first.
I think it's been a good one. How do we turn this off?
I believe it is feeding on the warp core and engineering. There, you can take care of it.
Oh, we should go. Should I take them?
Up to you. I'm sure we'll do it alone. Together.
That's true. I should take them though. I'll probably get in trouble if I just leave.
Yeah.
We're going to the warp core.
What? We are?
What,
Yeah,
me?
we should go because it's feeding this tachyon weapon.
Right. Yep. Mm-hmm. We
So we
should
should
do
get
that.
rid of the warp core.
Well, we should.
Wait.
Yeah, we could eject it. Yep.
Yeah, we
That's
could
a thing.
eject it. Like we rejected those Romulans.
Ha, that was so good. Give me a
Yeah,
high
we
five.
did.
Give me a high five in the butt.
That's like across the room.
Don't shut her again.
We did it.
Yeah, it was great.
How do you know this, Val?
It says so on the weapon.
It says so. It says I am eating the
instructions?
warp core.
Yup. I'm a Bolian. I know warp cores.
Do I
So
believe this?
we're betazoids.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
we both squint at you.
I will tell you this: the Betazoids, they're feeling. I'm not going to speak or take away player agency from TK, but just based on the exchange that was just in TK's mind, happiness, acceptance, a direction, And if anything, Amat believes that they are right, that the warp core is the problem. So if you all read anything, it's not deception, it's confidence in purpose and direction.
Which is what you typically get from Amat anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except in this case, I would say with most of their confidence, it is completely unfounded. But in this case, they genuinely believe that there is a reason to be confident about this outcome. So if that makes you feel like this is strange, then you are 100% free to feel that way.
I think T exchanges looks with Nat if Nat can focus.
I'm so focused. She's looking like a foot to the left of you.
Yeah, I would say that they get the same, it is the same flavor of confidence that they would get if the captain told them that they could do something.
Oh, okay.
So it's not necessarily a inner like, oh, I know I can do this. It's somebody has told me that this is the case, so I know it has to be true.
I would like both of my Betazoids to roll me an insight and a command, if you will.
I guess that was probably too much information, but I wanted to flavor it as much as
I'm not
give
gonna.
you a thought.
No, that's exactly that's what you would feel. That's what.
Yeah.
I feel
Amat,
like certainty.
I'm not interrogating her. Them, so no applicable focus. So just one.
Okay, so yeah, each of you feel exactly what Amat has told you. You know, they express confidence, whether it be
Nice.
exterior or interior, right?
And T looks to Nat like,
Yeah, Amat feels good. I feel great right now.
yeah, I know.
I feel so good. To Cora, that's the most expressive I've ever seen her. So, Nat starts laughing and then snorts through her snout.
And T can't help but like, she tries to hide her face, but she does like try and like not laugh at that. But if like Nat's all patched up, she's like, okay, come on then, and tries to help lift her. She's like, you don't let go of me.
I will never
Wow.
let go of you. I'm not touching you actually because we have suits on.
Okay, yep, okay. Like, and just sort of like tries to guide her around, puts an arm over, like, because they're probably about the same height. And Val's like, Val, can you get to Cora?
Oh. Yeah, we should not leave Takora here. That would be bad.
No, we don't want to piss her off more. Like, come on.
And just for mechanically speaking, Takura is unconscious because I don't like to play people when they're not here or NPC them into grave circumstance. So just a bump on the head has knocked out our Vulcan science officer and XL for right now. But
Wait a second. What do you mean into grave circumstance?
what?
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Grave circumstance.
I call them Gregs.
Gregs.
That's what I call them.
Okay. Listen, I didn't think it was that. Everybody's still okay. You're all getting older and older. It's fine.
Fine.
T feels differently.
Just so glad that we've brought such smiles to each other's faces.
The party will remember this.
Yeah.
It's a telltale game, right? All right.
We're going to engineering with no engineer. Let's go.
Okay. So as the descent from the bridge of the USS Hamilton behind the device continues to when you get to the turbo lift this time, you realize that with the absence of what atmosphere was in the USS Hamilton, at least in this section, and as there is no retaining or wall or door, the atmosphere is kind of drifting and being drawn out into space, but there is less gravity now. You think you could just drop.
Oh god.
Oh, Nat really wants to do that right now.
T is just like, no, but like saying
No,
under her voice.
someone else tell me if it's safe and then I'll go.
Do we think is dropping potentially deadly?
You
I
have
will
to tell us,
definitely
Greg.
allow you- I will tell you to roll an insight and a science. If
I
you
would
would like.
love to fail this
Great.
roll.
Yep, me too. Let's do it.
Because Amat's like, let's fucking do it.
Can I
Alex
use
wants
my-
to fail it,
I will
but
take.
does not.
I will take
What?
reason and science too, since you're
Oh.
applying.
Can I do my applicable focus of survival?
No.
Oh, boo, boo, boo.
I want an evasive action away from death.
1. But
Amat's
Look,
like, let's fucking do it.
yeah, Nat's like half ready to go and half holding on to T.
Nat, there's something in the back of your mind that it scratches for just a second before you think, no, this is fine. This will work. We can drop down into here. There's the atmosphere's leaving, the gravity's gone. This will be fine.
Totally safe.
I got 2. How is
Yeah,
T
what does
doing?
T think?
Yeah, what is T?
We literally
thinking?
got the whole
What
scale.
does science
So,
officer
As they're going up towards the turbo lift and getting ready to jump, Amat's just like,
do?
they're just ready to rock. They're just ready to just.
Limber
You get
it
up
too young to die.
You realize that if the correlation between additional gravity and atmosphere, if it hasn't all escaped the Hamilton, at some point during your descent, you could have an increase in atmosphere, which would thus increase the gravity, which would make things decidedly bad in the second half of the drop.
Oh,
What would this do to our anatomy?
Details.
I have a
Imagine throwing an egg into a fan.
Oh my god, why would you say that? Okay,
I was asked to describe something.
And we
Why?
almost fell for it.
guys, y'all are. That's not what I would say. Y'all, our boots.
You are high.
Our boots are magnetized. We can walk down the shaft.
Yeah, like T's
That makes sense.
half holding that up and grabbing Val as they're walking forwards.
Yeah, and
Wait.
Amat's like poised too. He's like, oh, I can do it. I've always wanted to fly. This is
Just
gonna be
like,
awesome.
No.
Oh,
Like, if you fall down there, it's like an egg hitting a fan.
Why would you say that?
And like
Why
Amat's
would
now
you
like
say that?
imagining.
'Cause I don't
Amat's
feel
now
like-
imagining like hard-boiled eggs hitting a fan. It's kind of like, oh, that poor fan.
Let's just. I know. Let's just hold
Please.
hands and walk down the shaft.
Okay, fine. Let's hold hands. Like,
Oh,
she holds out either hand, just like, okay.
Let's go.
Okay, so much like the Batman 60 TV show when they climb up a wall, you all are walking down the turbo lift shaft, and it's working really well. There's no gravity here to speak of. There's trickles of atmosphere, but much like what T predicted, about halfway down as you're passing the cargo bay, you begin to realize that it's getting odd, and you feel a pull on yourself as you're trying to walk down upright, and the gravity's beginning to pull you down. You feel a stress in your hamstrings as you're keeping yourself upright, and you realize after a few more steps you're probably going to have to go back onto the ladder and climb down the rest of the way.
This is the
Yeah.
fan part.
I cannot believe that Greg almost tricked us into.
Jumping
Beat
down
to
the
our
turbo
death.
shaft?
knows
he
the
was
players
like-
well.
He was like,
Yeah.
you know, it would be really cool. Just don't.
If you guys
no
just
gravity.
fucking died right now.
Yeah. It's like there's like no gravity. Do it.
This is like, again, like learning from experience.
Greg told
Finding
us to.
himself.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna-
I
T
think,
was
I think
finally-
we've all learned a valuable lesson right now. It's
believe
to
it.
always ask for rolls, right?
I'm so mad.
Okay, I'm taking the lead down the ladder because I'm the security officer and I'm totally in charge of my faculty.
Yeah,
right
like
now.
T's like guiding Nat's hands to the.
I see the ladder.
Yeah, just please.
You know, I can do a backward somersault. Did you know that?
Do not do that now.
I'm just telling you that I can.
I tell you what, you show me when we get back to the ship.
I will. I'll do it on the bridge. Nobody will stop me.
I
Please,
bet.
please
I bet.
stop.
And again, I'm gonna start climbing down.
I'm gonna keep going with my ladder miming.
You're about halfway there.
Okay, let's go a bit faster.
Is Nat actually climbing, or is Nat just like attached
She's
to
just
somebody
there.
else and somebody else is climbing?
No, I'm climbing. I'm fine. I'm coming down from my high.
You're climbing so good, honey.
Thank you.
She's sitting like crisscross applesauce, just.
I could climb down this one-handed. Watch.
No, like he's trying to like whether it's like the scruff of the neck or
Oh
something.
no.
Alrighty, so
At the left.
you all are able to climb down, and as you get closer to the engine room, you can feel the return of not as much gravity as you had up on the bridge, but there is definitely a stronger pull down here, enough to cause a problem. However, when you get down to the bottom of the shaft, you are greeted without the sight of anything. The bottom of the shaft is free of debris. Shaft.
Sorry,
For God's sakes.
I had to cough.
Right.
I'm
The
sick.
turbo lift. When you get down to the bottom of the turbo lift, you don't see anything, which is strange because there should be a dead Romulan down here.
That's weird. Why isn't there? Is there? I mean, the lift is still here. It's not like disappeared or anything. There's just no Romulan.
And we didn't see a Romulan's body floating.
No.
Then again, we didn't look.
He was pretty distracted.
Oh well. Oh, was someone on their ship? You
Amat's
wanna-
gonna take this moment to be like very indignant about not jumping, since it obviously didn't kill the Romulan.
That's a great point.
Fine. Never get to have any fun. That's fine.
Come
They
on.
could have been. I'm thinking right now, T. They could have been. Transported out of here. You know what that. Because we didn't take their comm badge. So that as they were falling, they could have been real. They could have been a really cool Romulan, and just been like immediate. Although it probably wouldn't work because comms are now. But their comms might work differently than I don't know where the Romulan is.
We're gonna keep moving.
Great.
Get this done and get
Yep.
everyone back.
Great idea. My number one priority as security officer. Yep. Let's do it. Okay. Let's go to engineering where I'm sure none of us know. Well, it's fine. I'm going to stop talking. Let's go. I'm going to just open doors. Is there,
Do,
open a door? Like
do
this?
You're able to. I'm sorry. Go right ahead, TK.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a Hamilton. It's a Starfleet ship. Do they have maps on their floors or like signs?
Yep.
Neat.
Even in the turbo lift, you would be able, as you get down to the different decks, it would label the deck number,
Mhm.
and all of you are Federation, so you would know where the engine room and what deck it would lie on.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
you can open up the turbo lift door, which
Yeah.
you have to actually open. It's not
Yeah.
left up if someone's been here already.
So yeah, so we could just like walk there, or like, since I'm the freshest out of the academy, is this like a layout that I would have studied recently, or we'd just be like, hey,
Well, yeah,
we know where it is.
Yeah, because of the fame of the USS Enterprise and the command of James T. Kirk and Spock, a lot of their exploits are studied at the Academy, and so the layout of a Constitution class ship, which the Hamilton is, it's identical to the Enterprise. So
Okay.
it's very similar to somebody, picking a very famous vehicle from the past, the Titanic or something of that
Yeah.
nature, and being able to have a very good idea where to find certain things.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's really easy to
Cool.
identify.
Since I'm fresh out of space college, And just be like, hey, I know where we're going.
Great.
I walk like this.
Show
too.
me a door to open. I'm gonna open the turbo lift door.
He is constantly just like scanning Nat, just trying to make
fine.
sure what's going on.
Which of us is carrying Takora? I'm gonna say it's probably me.
I think
Yeah.
you were,
Unless we're
unless
okay,
you've
cool.
just
Yeah.
robbed her.
I've just like strapped her unconscious body to my back.
Perfect.
It's like
Okay, so you see 3 Piotr.
I was
All
just
right.
about to say Chewie and C.
I have a fitness of 9, so I could probably carry her pretty decent
Yeah.
with all of my implants and stuff.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about it either because with the decreased gravity, it's okay.
Fine. Let's go. Let's go to engineering.
Oh, that must have
Okay,
been
so when you get to engineering, you are greeted with the typical site or layout of the engineering section of a Constitution class. However, when you look around, you see that there is a smaller version of the Wouldnt device, but it is attached directly to one of the input valves on the side of the warp core. And with this input intake valve, it is humming down here. And though most of the consoles and screens are long since well past the point of functionality, there are a few of them that are still actually giving readouts, saying that there's power being either fed via the device or actually still in the Hamilton itself. And you see that there is a warp core breach in progress.
That's bad.
It's real bad.
Amat's gonna dial up their friend real quick. Sproul? Sproul?
What did she say?
Sproul? Sproul?
You just hear boom, 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 Genesis.
I don't know whether or not it's okay to unplug this.
Amat, you look deep in thought.
Can we just unplug this?
We can eject the warp core. I know this from many drills. I know this. Although when we eject it, should probably not be anywhere near it. I don't know how far away we can get it.
This is gonna be a show of my non-Star Trek knowledge.
How big is a warp core? That's probably pretty big, right?
Yeah, for a Constitution class, you're looking at about 2 floors, a 2-floor cylinder. So this is a process that, if there is enough power left in the USS Hamilton, one of the last things to go would be, this is part of life support itself, being able to eject the warp core. So it's more mechanical than it is powered, so hopefully there'll be enough. It seems that there's at least some present in the area. As the 3 non-engineers stare.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the Amat's just sitting here like, oh man, what if I just took it apart? No, it'd definitely blow up. But what if I did? But what? No, it'd blow up.
So, what, Greg, what are basic, because I assume this is something that we would have learned at the academy. Like, what are the basic procedures for doing this? Like, when would you do it? How far away would you need to be to avoid the blast? Like, what's the protocol?
Yeah, and where are the space OSHA signs that say do not touch or do not put this near this? Are there those? There's space OSHA.
Is out code. I mean, this is in violation of just about everything.
They don't
It
have
has-
these signs up. Oh my gosh.
They have catwalks that have railings in the chin. They're just like, it's the worst place to work. So I will take
a review on Glassdoor
Yep.
or Zoom Door.
Yep.
everybody can give me a reason and engineering roll.
Great. That's so great. I'm happy to.
None of us know what we're doing.
Love it. Love it.
I have no applicable focus.
Oh my god.
1.
1.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna re-roll that. Yeah, it's not a touching thing and it's not a hitting thing or anything. So unless I knock something over. I'm just-
Yeah, so basically all that this is going to be is I'm going to take that as threat right now.
Cool.
So I'm just going
Cool.
to house that as threatening.
As long as I'm not actively blowing anything up, I'm not re-rolling it. It's just gonna be like, Amat, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. It's like, okay, you're right. It's true.
Okay. What this is you realize even much like on the Next Generation, you can have somebody that's not LaForge that can help and assist with these different things. Members of the science division do so all the time. So with all of you looking and kind of putting together your non-engineering knowledge to reach an engineering conclusion, here's what you get. Everybody except for Amat, who they make the decision that no, they're going to nope out of this one and allow somebody else to reach a consensus.
They're touching
consensus-
other stuff.
Right. The consensus from T and Nat is follows. Mechanically, we are looking at our 2D20 Modifius System of the Week. This is an extended task. It looks as if you are going to have to do two things simultaneously, and that is power down the Wouldnt device and begin the process of ejecting the warp core. What that will require is you're going to need to make reason and engineering rolls. These reason and engineering rolls will compound, and once you reach a prescribed number, you either have a success, or if you don't reach that certain number in a certain period of time, you will have a failure. And so I will not tell you what any of those numbers happen to be, but you can easily figure them out, much like you can an AC of an enemy in D&D, once you trial and error a couple things. But it looks, I'm going to make this devil's bargain with you though. Only 2 people can work on this down in the engine room, but if you send somebody to the bridge to be able to relay down real-time monitoring of the device on the bridge, I will decrease the difficulty of this task. But you will have to split yourselves between bridge and engineering.
I'll go to the bridge just because I'm the only person with a suit patch left besides Nat. No, I am the only person with a suit patch left. So I'll go ahead and
How this has been doing this for a while. Do we think that we're on some kind of like less than hours time left?
You can't tell. With your reason and engineering roll, there's some type of timer on this device, but it doesn't look like it's going down. It just looks like it's recording time. It's a stopwatch, not a countdown timer. So
Okay. None of us that are currently conscious are really qualified to do this. So the risk is trying to leave and go and get someone who is versus, and that could potentially open us up to more Romulans or more weird tachyon stuff. So I think we're weighing that versus trying to do it ourselves, and this is none of our specialties. So Nat will say that through random laughs that make no sense.
And T's just got like, she's rubbing her temples slightly, realizing we can't leave it here.
No, but someone could go back and then go back here.
Val,
Yes?
you're the only one with a fully intact suit.
That's true. And this way, if I go up there, it'll be 2 and 2.
1 and 2.
I meant going back to the Reliant.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, we could, or we could just take care of it right now. What's the problem?
So I'm a security officer.
Mm-hmm.
You are at the con. T
Mhm.
is the doctor of
Mhm.
the medical type.
Right.
Cora is a biologist? That's right.
Well, I don't think we should count her. She's asleep.
Yes. So no one here is really an engineer.
Okay.
And this is delicate work.
Vol is gonna place their hands on either side of Nat's shoulders and say,
Mhm.
we might not be engineers, but we are heroes.
And
And
What?
use inspiration.
Oh, thank you. What?
I was gonna use persuasion, but now I'm using inspiration just to inspire
Okay.
her to believe in us. To my
do-
inspiration focus.
I do. That's what?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What? Okay. Right.
One of my values is you can't be afraid to try.
Which is constantly in play from this point forward.
From the first episode forward.
All right. That's just like completely stunned by that because it does not compute at all in her head. Okay. So I'm gonna take that as you saying that the risks of leaving outweigh the risks of attempting it. Even
sure.
though we could mess it up and then just be completely vaporized.
It could vaporize, if we, leave it here, and then
Yeah.
it could take all of us with it. We don't know.
That's
So, would you rather
logic.
die here together with your friends or die on the ship with a whole bunch of other people?
I've been on that ship for a while.
They're not great options.
They aren't.
Believe it or not, time is passing.
Oh,
Nice.
Greg. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna try this. Okay.
We
Yeah.
just need to believe in ourselves.
I do. I do believe in. Sometimes I believe in myself, and sometimes I'm just like, Nat, you suck.
Oh no, you don't suck, Nat.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So you're going up to the bridge,
Yeah, sure.
and we're gonna do the warp
Yeah.
core. I hated engineering.
Yeah, me too.
I should leave Takora down here with you.
I mean,
Unstrap the baby Bjorn.
wait, if you have a baby born, then you should take her.
I'm afraid of, if there's a Romulan up there, I don't want her to get shot again.
No, Greg
you
will
just-
shoot you. He won't shoot Takora.
Greg,
I can-
you promise not. Yeah, do you promise not to shoot my baby
I promised
Bjorn?
the turbo lift would make you be okay as well. So
You
remember,
did
we learned a
promise.
valuable lesson a bit ago.
Yeah, we did, Greg.
Greg.
What lesson did you learn? Is it that you won't shoot Takora?
I don't know. What lesson did we just learn? I can't
He's
remember.
not-
Who's going where?
I mean, I could
Okay.
piggyback to Cora if you just on the.
She could just take a little nap and
Yeah.
Mott just plops her on the floor, cradles her head on top of some coils. There. And then pokes her cheeks so that she smiles in her sleep.
He's like,
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
seen a
I
smile.
had a pen.
Yeah. Oh.
Mustache.
On the outside of the
Heck
suit, sure,
yeah.
you can do all this, but there's
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So let's say that there's dust that's settled since
Yeah.
they climbed down, and so they just draw a smiley face
I
and a
help.
mustache on the outside of the helmet.
I help. I
The
do
teeth stood
eyelashes.
like
Is it
shaking your
good?
head, like,
Yeah, it looks great.
"Please,
They
God,
had this whole conversation about while going upstairs while drawing mustaches on the helmet.
All right, so let's do this. Let's do engineering. I love engineering.
Yeah,
let's
let's
do it.
Okay.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. Amat, you're going back up to the bridge, correct?
Heck yeah.
We'll say that you can make it up to the top of the bridge, and because we've got the turbo lift in between the two of you, you get it's quiet, but the communication works. You're able to hear one another from the bridge down to the engine room. There's crackles every now and again, maybe a dropped syllable here and there. But all in all, you're getting about 85% of what each of you are saying, each group saying. So down below, I am going to ask both T and Nat to roll me reason and engineering, and we'll take it from there.
Cool. Can I roll and then add, because I know we're looking for a number, can I roll and then add my determination on top of it? Which is, determination counts as like 2 successes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I kind of want to re-roll, but I don't know what the...
Reason.
That is filled with determination.
I've got so much determination right now to not be vaporized. Yes. Strong determination. Sorry.
That should count as survival.
Yeah, Greg, does this count as survival?
No.
Survival. What the hecky?
0. I might re-roll. Yeah, I have 3. I'll re-roll. It's not my forte.
Yeah.
Okay, so re-roll coming up for Nat.
I think I
T-
might as well.
You're gonna re-roll yours?
Yeah.
Get ready.
God, we're bad engineers.
T, you're
You
really
wanna-
not. You have a 14 in this whole thing. You should be.
Yeah, but today I'm being a bad engineer.
Do you
I
want to
love
add
it.
momentum to yours? Oh, nice. I might use the momentum. Yeah. Okay. Hit. Nice.
There we go. And those are the exact numbers that you need. Okay. So now we know the AC of the problem, because with Amat, instead of needing 3, you need 2. And so Amat is upstairs reading down numbers. You're catching enough to be able to coordinate those with what you're working on here on the warp core and the extension of this device that is housed on the bridge for some reason. And as you're looking through all of this, the next part of this extended task is to do the following. And it might be easier just to do this like you're making a weapon attack. I need you to take 3. So go down to whatever weapon you may have, phaser or unarmed combat, whatever would happen to be, because we're just going to roll the dice for it. Make sure that beside the Starfleet badge, it says 3 plus the number that you have in engineering. So if you've got a 1 in engineering, it's a 4. If you've got a 3 like T, it's a 6. And then once you roll those out, we're going to roll damage, and we'll find out exactly how far you've gotten in this process. It's a little cumbersome, but let's go ahead and do it. So just make sure, all you got to do is make sure you have that number when you scroll through.
So that's for me and T or for Amat?
For you and T.
Okay.
So yeah, T would be 6 beside the Starfleet insignia down in the weapons area. You'd be 4.
Got it.
Doesn't matter what you select, just roll through, because we'll be rolling the
Right.
dice the side at the end.
Understood.
Knife. Okay.
So, hit 4.
Nice. 4, which is very good.
I don't know why is this.
Good, and then go ahead and roll the damage.
Nice.
Okay, so with 10 done in 1, I will let you know that anything above a 5 is what they call a magnitude. And so as soon as you two are very uncertain of yourself, Amat relaying just numbers down from the readouts, The two of you fall to this task much like a fresh cadet would trying to impress or go for the promotion. And you can see the process on these broken panels of the USS Hamilton as it springs to life and begins to activate. And you are well on your way to completing this task. You see now with these additional rolls that this timer is different on two of the panels. It seems as if there is a 10-minute discrepancy between one and the other, but one is closing on the other and the other is ticking slower. So it seems as if one is catching up to the other time. Amat, let's cut up to you for a second in the bridge. As you're sitting there with the boom, 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 it is beautiful, is it not? The light.
Oh, you mean the tachyon weapon? I mean, it's okay. Yeah, sure.
Do you know what it does?
Weaponizes tachyon?
In a sense, but that is not its true purpose. Its
Oh.
true purpose is to create life from death.
Oh, wow. How do you know so much?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I know I like this Genesis. That is what it is called.
Oh, the weapon is?
Yes, but it is far greater than that.
You're right. I shouldn't call it a weapon. You just told me that it wasn't really. So I call it Genesis. Can I call it that? Is that fine?
Yes, between us,
Oh.
and your friends would appreciate the knowledge.
Oh, like secret?
Yes, that is what Dr. Sproul said.
I thought you were Sproul.
Yes. Yes, I am Sproul.
Are you Dr. Sproul or just Mr. Sproul? Or Miss Sproul, I'm sorry.
Just, Sproul is fine.
Oh, okay. I understand. It must be a very common name where you're from.
We shall have much fun, Amat.
I think so too. I love fun. We have to get back to work though.
Looks like we
Yes,
got a
yes.
new friend.
They're doing well down there.
Yeah,
Should not.
that's probably why they're officers.
Yes. Hopefully the other Romulans will not cause them too much trouble.
Oh, I hope not. Oh, that was so scary. You did a great job.
Oh, it was us working as a team.
Oh, we did a great job. You're so nice, Sproul.
Yes, your augment was very helpful. The arm is very powerful.
Yeah, it helps me get around a lot, you know. A lot of people, they're like, well, you know, you're stuck with it now, but I don't know. I feel like I earned it. It's very helpful.
Yes, you did. You did, Amat.
Aw.
And as we cut back down to engineering, as the buddy cop movie continues up on the bridge, I would like.
I swear.
I just
would
love
like.
playing warlocks, guys.
I swear. I swanny.
I would like everybody in engineering to roll me an insight and security.
And is my my difficulty is reduced if this has anything to do with detecting danger or hidden enemies.
Oh hell yeah!
Yep. Just one success.
Okay, so it is the doctor who hit the required 2 successes. As T, you look over towards the hallway that leads back to the turbo lift, and as you see there, you see a Romulan woman limping forward with a disruptor pistol in her hand as she is bringing it up. She has not leveled it to fire yet, but she's bringing it up with aggressive intent.
Yeah, I think so. They're coming down the corridor. I think maybe T would just grab Nat and throw them like round to the side so that they can't be seen down this corridor.
Okay, you do so, and just as you spin out of the way, a disruptor blast rips right where Nat was. And because you had the ability to surprise the surpriser, you spin out of the way and you're just around the lip in this kind of internal area where the device is. You have metal, or rotten metal, whatever you want to call it now, between you and the attacker, but you can hear, feel, sense that they are moving toward you. They have had their attack. I am not spending threat as of right now to continue the assault. What would the two of you like to do?
Cool. Great. Yay.
Is Nat still like really high? Is this?
Why not? Why not? I like it. It's making me happy. It's helping her open up. Yes, she's still high.
Cut to 4 sessions from now, where there's an intervention, as they're all. You've done too much of the.
Don't tell me what
Whatever
to
the-
do, Dad.
I can get high if I want to, Dad.
I can get high if I want to, and I shoot who I want.
You don't tell me who to shoot.
Like T's drawn her knife out and she's sort of
Right.
waiting to see if this person.
Can I, being high and also being awesome, do I think I could like get up into melee with her before she would like shoot me again?
You didn't get a very good glimpse of the attacker. It was T was the one
Yeah.
that grabbed you and spun you out of the way. You would have to obviously take another glimpse to see just the depth. You don't have any relative point. You don't know how
Right.
close it was. I mean, T could, but
Yeah, then I will. Is there something I could like circle around? Like the
warp core.
Yeah, well, like it's contained-ish. That's what I mean. Is there
This is a
something?
exact code right here. This thing, everything is perfectly contained.
Look, I have a very clear picture in my mind, but I think I'm thinking of the wrong era.
No, you're right. Go ahead. Keep
Yeah,
going.
because there's like, it's like here, and there's usually like a deck around it with railings, right?
Right.
Containing.
We're going. Yeah, we're going like movie version of
Okay.
instead of TV show of
So if she spun me to the side, I could potentially circle around back of it to get a better look at where the shot came from, just to move out of where that Romulan knows we just went.
You could try. Yeah, this
Okay,
would be like a
yeah.
security to basically.
That's what I would like to do. Cool. Fitness, security, 2d20.
I will take a survival for this one.
Oh my god, I'm gonna re-roll that. That's what I deserve. I'm gonna re-roll that. Yay. Roll
Are
20.
you sure?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Right.
Oh my.
You are high.
Let me just refresh this. Uh-huh. Cool. Yep.
We getting another reroll? Is that? I didn't know if you were. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should, shouldn't we? I refresh.
Hey, if chat gives them to you to use, you can use them all in one roll. I don't care.
I know you don't. You're so
You actually
I'm a
prefer it.
magnanimous that
He's
way.
like, please use those rerolls.
I'm
please."
gonna use it. Jeez Louise. It's fine. It's fine. Hit 2.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay. So you are able to spin out, and as you kind of spin out, you look back, creep around the one side of the catwalk than the warp core. There's a large kind of shielding in front of the warp core that you're able to get around. And as you peek and look around that side, you see that she is creeping forward, but she has a disruptor pistol out and what looks like a Romulan version of a tricorder.
Cool. So, so is she kind of moving toward the direction she saw us spin? So
And her disruptor is leveled at where T is right now.
cool. Could I, taking inspiration from one of my favorite people, could I run and spider monkey on top of her and tackle her?
You can certainly try. Fitness and as
Okay.
you
Oh wait, is that yeah, cool fitness. And I got a reroll from Kai.
I saw that come in.
And I do have an applicable focus. It's hand-to-hand combat. Hit.
That's what this
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so is your intent to injure as you are spider monkeying?
No, my intent is to get that darn disruptor out of her hand.
Okay, so with a total of 3 successes, with melee, you only need 1 as you launched yourself towards them. So I will allow you to use the other 2 to either generate momentum, or if you spend them both, the disruptor goes a-flying.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way, I think. Yeah.
So as T, as you're kind of behind the counter to do whatever, waiting for Nat, high as a kite, runs around the opposite side and leaps into the air, and just like Mila Jovovich in Resident Evil, just flies out into, tackles this woman to the ground, and you hear that wonderful sound of, not really because of the atmosphere being, but you think you do, of the disruptor, and you see it slide in front at like the bottom of the 3 steps up, and Nat is currently like over top of this Romulan as she is apparently unarmed. However, T, as you look over, you see that the 1 countdown figure is much closer to the other countdown figure, and the device is up on the bridge, Amat. As you are watching the device up there, you see the outer silver cylinder spin by itself and drop into the device.
Freaked out.
And-
My microphone fell off. It scared me. I was like, "Ah."
The voice in your head says, that is not good.
Is this broken? Should we do something?
If you do nothing, it will blow up. If you activate it, it will not be good. We need to turn it off.
Okay, how do we do that? How?
I am afraid that is up to your friends in engineering.
Ooh, oh no. Oh no. This is bad. This is terrible. What can I do to help them? Is there a thing I can do?
Perhaps. And I think we just received 20 retweets, so I am going to give the data packet to Amat. And
Hashtag blessed.
Amat, as you continue to hear this voice inside your, and I actually really love my Star Trek hat, but the reflection always causes my camera to fuzz. It sees like my J.J. Abrams lens flare when it goes up. Okay, anyhow, just, the more you know. So as you're hearing this voice in your head, Amat, it's able to guide you to a different bank of kind of around the side where you see a readout that is beginning, it almost looks like a helix, like a genetic code. And inside that is another countdown timer. This additional data pack is going to do the following, everybody. It's going to buy you an extra 2 rounds as Sproul and Amat are able to slow down the one timer that is creeping towards the other and speed up the timer. So the chasing car is going a little bit slower and the leading car is going a little bit faster. They're still closing, but it's been reduced a bit. Let's cut back down to the engine room as Nat, you're on top of the Romulan and she is dazed as hell, and her seems to have been patched where something happened whenever she was dropped, but
right. We're still in the middle of what we were doing, right? We still had stuff to do. Yeah. Okay.
Certainly.
T watched this, by the way. She was actually crouching by the door with a knife and saw Nat.
Oh my god, that freeze.
That is the best freeze.
Spider monkey. A spider monkeyed Alice. There you are. There you are.
It is good.
You're back.
Yeah, I watched you spider monkey it.
Yep.
Good. I'm sure it was a sight.
She'll either kick away, like the blast will run and grab it, and then run
Good.
straight to the timers, just like, oh, this is not good. And she's gonna start trying to do something about it.
Yeah. Can I don't want this Romulan to be a problem. Could I depatch her suit?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't go through the process of pulling the patch off. If you're looking to compromise her suit, that's easy enough.
Yeah.
You don't have to compromise the patch. I mean, you can.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it in a super sketchy way. Yes, I would like to compromise her suit.
Okay.
Although that's kind of worse. I'd like to compromise her suit and then get back to business.
She looks up at you as you
Oh,
are beginning.
no.
She's awake. Yeah, she's not.
Oh, I changed my mind. If she's looking at me.
Do
Your
I
federation.
have any more
Your
sedatives?
federation. You probably do, yeah, because you can carry quite a number of doses in your hypo. But she looks up. Your federation will burn for this act of war.
He walks over one of these like big pens, like you're going in like a double dose, and just straight in the neck of this Romulan. If they've got a similar thing to like what our suits have, it's like, okay, Nat, come on, and go back over to the.
Nat's freaking out. She's stone cold sober now. But yeah, she'll move with.
She's
The dog.
sedated, but her suit is also compromised, as you can see Atmo coming out of the puncture wound. You can patch it.
Come on, I'm busy. I am busy. I'm
Is it
helping Doc.
Does the Romulan have a patch for her suit?
She's apparently used it already.
Then you can't patch it, can you?
I'm busy.
I think only
I'm
Amon
sure that-
has a patch left.
I mean, you could try to wrap something around. I mean,
I'm trying to keep something from exploding.
I'm just
busy.
telling you things you can do. That's my job.
You're trying to guilt me. I'm busy. I'm gonna help Doc.
So if you all get back up to your stations, you can see that there has been some slight alteration in the time that you have left. I will need another reason and engineering roll, though, as you are still receiving help from Amat, and just Amat, no one else. Amat's totally alone.
Oh my gosh, do I have any rerolls left?
I have un.
Like I have like 2 left or something. Right, one more. Reason.
Reason and engineering. Reason.
No, thank God.
Yay. Come on. Do we have any? No, we used it. Okay. No applicable focus. Yes. 4 total.
Okay, so here's how this works. You ended up with a total of 4 successes, which that's what you need as a group. You're working as a team here. So again, I would like you both to roll the damage dice that we had last time. Same numbers as before, 6 and 4. So go ahead and roll those out and cross your fingers.
Six.
Okay, so with a 6 total, just as you do all of this, you see the 2 numbers getting closer and closer, and you key in the last sequence as one of the panels that you had been using, you see it spark into the light atmo of the engine room. And up in the bridge, Amat, you hear in your mind, they've done it. And stops as the one down in engineering stops and the one up on the bridge stops. Amat, you hear, I must pardon me for a moment, my new friend.
Oh, okay.
Do not hear the voice anymore.
Nat goes over to the Romulan. Are they still alive?
She's holding the side. She has her tricorder out still, and she's taking readings. And she looks, and you can tell that her voice sounds odd as the mixture of atmo gases in her suit is kind of backwashing a bit. As, why did you turn it off?
So it wouldn't explode?
She looks confused.
I'm going to try and help cover that tear, while keeping an eye out for any fun knives that she may have.
Right?
Yeah. What were you doing here?
Checking on your new weapon of war. And as you keep it, you can hear her voice sort of return to normal. We were experiencing tachyon disturbances through the neutral zone. They are not as defined as this Carina system of yours, but we don't know what you're up to. But the Federation will burn because of this.
I think your information may be outdated, but we need to get your suit patched.
She does not argue.
Yeah.
She's privy to readouts that you can't see in the inside.
Yeah, I can't look over her shoulder.
You can see that there are lights that obviously completely different Romulan tech. You're not sure what's normal readouts on the chest plate, but likely, much like the Federation has internal readouts against the inside of your glass, she probably has those too in some variation. And it seems that whatever, you both would feel a measure of concern coming off of her. Whatever she's seeing is not good.
Yeah. T, I think we should head back to the shuttlecraft.
We need to go now. And she's sort of like, you see her there trying to put Cora over her shoulder, trying to lift her up.
You are definitely able to get Takura over your shoulder, and as the Romulan looks from T to Nat, she looks back. Were you trying to eject the warp core?
Why do you want to know?
Because it's still there. The warp core is still housed inside its shielded structure. It did not eject from the USS Hamilton. The devices are off. The tachyons are dispersing. But the warp core is still breached, and time is returning to normal. And that's where we'll take our break. Take a quick break, and then be back in just a few seconds to continue the adventure.
Squint.
And,
He is suspicious.
I'd like to use insight on that. Continue the
Greg,
adventure.
Sure we are.
Insight on Greg, please.
right. Yep. Go right ahead, and we'll be right back.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Reliant. Its continuing mission? To seek out new worlds, to defend all life and all civilizations, to boldly dare where no family has dared before.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Got a tangy hot mic here. Hot. All right. So as we're getting back into all of this, we have the team separated. We have Amat on the bridge. They were up there by themselves and provided invaluable assistance to the team down in engineering. Now, the team down in engineering currently consists of our Dr. T, our security officer Nat, our unconscious science officer Takura, and a newly acquired Romulan. As the Romulan has just indicated that the warp core has not ejected, it is at this point that you realize the panel that fizzed and blew up was the one that probably would have handled the actual ejection of the warp core. And so as you're staring there looking at this now rapidly decaying warp core, I'd like to know what you all do. As Amat's on the bridge alone.
Is that how much time do we think we have? Because, I mean, I don't. Oh, we really need to get it off the ship. I mean, we can go, but then the Hamilton will explode, and then that device will probably explode, and that would be bad. I don't know if we could outrun that.
You would know that a warp core breach, if there is such an occurrence aboard even like a galaxy class like the Enterprise, if there's a warp core breach, it is an explosion that is incredible, but it usually doesn't go much further than the lease line of the ship itself. It's, a catastrophic event, but it's not something that's like could take out a moon if it was close to it, or a space station.
Okay.
Damage something like that, but the Reliant's pretty far away. So now the device itself, I could allow you another reason in engineering to see that if it would explode or activate with an explosion, or if it's simply something that needs to be turned on to activate.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to figure that out because we don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's like a light bulb, Is it like a light bulb, or is it like a stick of dynamite? If something blows near it, the light bulb wouldn't work. If something blows up by a stick of dynamite, chances are dynamite's going to go too.
Yeah. Okay. 1.
You're pretty sure the device, you're not 100% positive here, but between the two of you, you think that it probably was being powered for a reason. If it was something that could just be detonated to activate, it probably would have occurred off ship. So it seems like it needs the warp core's power, not an explosion to activate.
I don't think that. I don't think we can leave it here though, because then it would just be like free floating in space for anybody to come by and scoop up. The device itself didn't seem to be breached, from what we know anyway. Just seemed like the warp core was breached and it was using the warp core as power.
Correct.
And it had to be connected to the warp core to use it as power. It wasn't just like, hey, let me get that. It was connected.
Right, and it seems what you all did was mechanically sever that connection. So it's not wirelessly feeding off of, but you seem to have done that.
Great. Then we go. We take it and we go. How big is it? Amat could carry it, right? It's like a torpedo. Amat's strong.
Several hundred pounds.
Great. So Amat and Nat could carry it.
And there are 2.
Oh, geez, Louise. Okay.
Just offload the bodies onto me and I'll just drag them onto the...
Yeah, does the shuttlecraft have a tractor beam?
No, this is just it's not a runabout. So this is just
Okay.
We do have 2 shuttles.
Right, we have the Romulans. Okay, what we should do is we should get T on the ship, manacle the Romulan. Me and Amat should get the device. Quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, geez, like faster, please.
Must go faster.
Okay. So back up to the cargo bay, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm assuming Amat's being informed.
Yeah. I manacle
Amat?
the Romulan.
I was gonna say, like, T's making sure Takora is all secured in, even though she is out of here.
Yeah, because Amat definitely thought that the warp core had been ejected. So.
When you all meet up again at the halfway point that is the cargo bay, and you head out into the cargo bay, you are greeted with the sight of 0 shuttles.
Greg, what do you even want us to do? I don't understand what you want from us. I don't.
I
never
honestly
want-
thought you were going to stop and check on them on the way down, which would have been good, but
Did Sproul steal our car?
No.
I thought we were best friends, Sproul.
He said Romulans.
No. Rude.
I try to contact the Reliant. Oh, I try to contact the Reliant because the Tachyons are dispersing. I try to contact the Reliant.
you hear Lieutenant Viss as or Ensign Viss. Yes, this is Reliant.
Hi, Nat here. Our shuttlecraft's gone, and this ship is gonna blow, which is very exciting for all of us. We have 4 officers. 1 is unconscious. We have a new Romulan friend, which I'm sure the captain's gonna be very excited about, and 2 devices that need to go. What do you need from me?
I hold, and you hear
Elevate.
Willow Akano comes on. Yes, I cannot get a lock on you. This is the transporter chief. I will need you all to get as close to the Reliant as you can. There's still a tachyon disturbance. I'm getting vague readings on the 4 of you, but these other elements, I don't have a lock. You're going to need to be more specific.
Great.
How are we supposed to get closer to the Reliant? We don't have a car. Ah!
I mean,
This
we
ship is a
could-
bomb. We cannot move this closer.
yeah, we can't drive it. Well,
No one tell him Mal this.
Is
Did Nat say that out loud?
no. Is impulse power connected to the warp drive?
You have not tried impulse power.
Right, but
Theoretically, a Constitution class or Galaxy class or Miranda class could continue to operate with fluctuating systems up until the moment of explosion during a warp core breach. A warp core breach is just the loss of containment for the very field that gives you power. So if a warp core breach is in progress, you actually have more power than you normally have. It's just all over the goddamn place.
So we should try to move the self-destructing ship closer to the Reliant. Because
Yes!
hey, don't celebrate. No, celebrate whenever you want. That's exactly what we should do.
I celebrate what I want, Dad.
I know. I am the dad of this crew. So,
I am the
Okay.
dad who knocked.
What is like the I want to imagine that like Nat and Amat had the thought to drive
Yeah.
the ship at the exact same
we
time,
look at each other.
and Amat like.
All right.
Why are you
What's
looking at me?
what's the transporter chief's name again? Akona?
Willow Akana, yeah.
Akana. we're going to move the Hamilton closer so you can get a better signal lock. The Hamilton is going to explode. So get that as soon as possible. We will be near the devices that we need transported as well as near the Romulan.
Say again?
Yeah, say again. Like
I'm gonna drive the ship.
You heard me, I think.
Amat's like already going to the turbo lift. Like, I'm gonna drive this ship.
Yep. If the captain needs authorization, tell him his XO is unconscious. And we start climbing the ladder.
How's the gravity feeling in the turbo lift shaft right now?
Can we fly up?
You all are going up, so you're able to go up to the bridge pretty quickly. As now the question is, you've got a Romulan who's not real down with everything that you've just said.
Does she want to stay here?
Listen. It's not mutually exclusive. She just doesn't.
No, I probably can't without busting her suit. Never mind. Well, yeah, Amat is absolutely right. Do you want to stay here?
This ship is a relic. You could blow us up before the warp core.
do you have a better idea? Because we would love to hear it.
I do not.
Oh, so you're just whining. I didn't know Romulans whined.
Throw the whiner in the brig! Amat says from the top of the ladder.
We'll talk about it.
The Betazoids are detecting a strong aroma of wine coming off the Romulan. So she's not saying anything.
Her shoulder pads are like deflating.
Yeah.
Like they're cocked.
Can't see them, but
Okay, we get to the bridge. We're going to the bridge.
okay. So you're all climbing up to the bridge. The Romulan will go with you. You're obviously bringing Takura with you. The absence of gravity is a lot less up here. You're able to make it up as you take the bridge again. The opening up top that was created by a perfectly thrown piece of plasteel by Ensign Amat. You have a semi-powered bridge. I am going to need you all to, if you want to put everything into navigation, to basically illuminate the Sulu console and try to get power back onto the USS Hamilton. I'm going to need some rolls here.
Cool. What would you like, Greg?
I'm trying to figure it out myself. No, I'm going to be extremely, you can use a
Benevolent?
daring. Yeah, you can
Love
use
it.
daring and engineering, a daring and science, or a reason and engineering, or a reason and science.
Okay.
This is because you're kind of moving into your own expertise. The daring being, I think this is work. Hell with it, I'm making it work. The reason being, I'm going to think about this for an extra second. That's free.
Can I use willpower as a focus?
Yes.
Can I
Straight up
use-
reason and science, because that feels logical for
Yeah.
that.
Can I use tactical systems?
You don't need tactical systems here. This is
Okay.
purely getting navigation up. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, yes!
I'm just
Yes!
dauntlessing my way through it.
So with a couple absolutely clutch acts of mechanical knowledge from the non-engineers, you're flipping panels up, you're overriding different systems, and as these overrides continue to spatter through communications and science and tactical, everything, even life support, what remains of it is basically shut off and bypassed as you hurry, and slowly different elements of the Sulu navigational console illuminate until such time as it is much like a lighthouse, simply begging Amat to come home.
Nat pops a squat in the captain's chair. She's feeling it now. Okay.
I'm gonna push all these buttons.
Do
I'm gonna
it.
push all
T's
these
gonna
buttons.
go stand behind Nat after probably strapping Decora in somewhere.
Yeah.
And hold
Safe,
on to the
safe
chair.
choice. Safe choice.
Yeah. Hard.
And so
Okay,
get us
so-
the hell out of here.
So it just so happens, and I love this vision. This is a Constitution class ship, so it's the Enterprise. It's the original Enterprise in all intents and purposes. We have Amat at the Sulu station. You strapped Takora in at the science station that would be Spock's. You have Nat sitting in the Kirk chair, and exactly like Bones did, standing behind the chair holding on to the end. So that's the image that you want to paint for the poster that is Perfection's shadow right now, as the Genesis device sits dormant on the bridge, just right in the view range. Amat, I want you to give me, and we said that you would be using your one attribute that you have. There's something, I know there's something, I forget what that one's exactly
Untapped
called. but
potential?
Untapped potential, right?
Yeah.
We're using the untapped potential here, and I want you to do, normally I would be asking for a control here. I want daring and con, because this is the textbook definition of pushing your chips into the center of the table.
My control is way better than my daring. How many dice? 2.
I'll let you use control if you want to.
Thank you, Greg.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I said that mean thing about you. Sorry I told everyone you couldn't be trusted.
He can't be.
Is it 2d20?
Go to 3d20, please, because of your...
Yay! Bloop. Maybe I should re-roll.
Okay.
We'll go
And-
die.
As you go to re-roll, a voice
Yes?
returns to your head. Ah, this is a different idea. Would you mind? And you
Nice
you feel your fingers in your prosthetic arm move on their own accord again.
Oh yeah, you want to drive?
I want to help.
It's the best.
Roll with a 4d20 now.
Oh my god, I'm
as
so excited. Roll with a 4d20 as Satan takes the wheel.
yes.
Oh, it takes so long for the little buttons to come up.
Yeah. So for the first time in real time, 85 years, much shorter time for the Hamilton, impulse engines fire up as the entire ship shudders, pieces of it breaking off. One nacelle actually bends on its housing, not because it's being affected by gravity or affected by some type of force. It's simply incapable of support, even in a weightless atmosphere. But with the droopy, almost ears of the nacelles as they creep down, the impulse engines fire, and slowly the Hamilton begins to come about as it creeps and lists more than anything else, trailing ash and debris behind it. You look ahead just past or by the Genesis device, and you see through the half-functioning view screen, you see that field of ice and rock, and beyond it, the blinking lights of Reliant.
Tell me when you've got us. Over the comm badge.
You hear Akano, this is, if I did this now, this is an emergency lock. It's not good, Lieutenant. You must get closer.
Roger.
And in your distance, you all just is kind of eyeballing. This is literally spacefaring. This is navigational of like a sextant variety. You can see that the lights of the Reliant are getting closer to the debris field, the celestial garbage, as it's getting closer to the rings around Karina 10. It's trying to close the gap as well, but you were told before that entry into this would be and cause severe damage for any large craft.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're coming about, you are faced at all that's between the two of you is this debris field of rock and ice. It is massive. The ring itself, high, low, three-dimensional. And Akana says, "You must get closer."
Uh-huh.
Like T's hand is just crushing into the top of this seat right now.
We gotta get closer, Sproul. Can we get closer?
Of course, but we must drive into this field.
Oh man, if only there was a way to pew him out of the way.
I do not believe that the craft can pew anymore.
Yeah, probably not. What if we just drove really fast?
It's fine with me,
Do you think it'd break the ship?
most certainly.
Hmm.
Ensign,
And Amat just like looks over their shoulder at Nat, like.
Ensign, if we don't go through, we're dead. If we go through, we might die, but we also might not.
You're right.
I like those odds.
Hypothetical death is way better than sure death.
Agreed.
And, like, as they say that, they're like making eye contact with Nat as they push down.
Yeah. Nat like gestures forward and is like, make it so. Let's
Sure
roll.
thing. Yeet. Yeet.
All right, so as you all are busting an ancient, even far older than 85 years because of the tachyon degradation, you're taking the Hamilton into this asteroid ice field. I want you all to roll your best to ask. Well, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's security. I don't care if it's reason, medicine, whatever is the best of the best that you have, roll it.
Oh my god.
Nat reaches back and squeezes T's hand.
Yeah, she sort of like takes it and just, you could probably feel nails digging in.
Yeah.
Am I doing a TD20?
2d20, yep. And Mickey, if you're looking for an actual Nine Inch Nails song to cue up right now, the beginning of A Perfect Drug, right as they hit the edge of this ice.
Didn't it roll well?
Yeah, one for each of us.
I think I'm out of rerolls, guys. So
So am I.
I have one. I could, yeah, I'll use it and try and boost us. Yeah.
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 Okay, so we've gone from 3 successes to 4. 5 is what we were looking for. As
Whoops.
as you hit, you begin to, as you are over top of the dome, you can see as pieces of the dome begin to sunder and split, as beneath you everything rocks. There's no artificial gravity to help with any type of vibration. There's no shields up. There's no plating in force here. And so, T, you get launched through the air with one of these and you drift over and smash into the wall by tactical. You're going to take 1 stress as you just smash into the wall. Everyone else, you're able to hold on to your consoles, but it's at that moment, that brief moment of kind of distraction, that the Hamilton's nose dips and you hear a kind of, "You must get closer," as you're off target now. You're moving down from the Reliant instead of towards the Reliant. I'm gonna need your best stuff again, everybody. And T, if you want to strap in somewhere.
Yeah, T's if there's the closest chair, she gives like Nat's hand one last squeeze and then throws herself into the closest chair.
Cool. Let's do it, fam. Okay. Oh, fuck. Can I add my determination on top of all this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. So that adds
Okay.
2.
Yeah, so that'll be a 3 for you, 1 for Amat, 1 for T, and we have a complication.
Mm-hmm.
So as the complication goes into effect, what I am going to do is spend all of my threat. And as I spend all of my threat, coupled with the complication, let me decrease it all here from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As all of my threat is spent, you feel the Hamilton shiver. And all of a sudden at the controls, you feel a lurch and the dome begins to spin. And as you come about and your view screen actually turns 180 from where the Reliant is, you see engineering. You see the bent nacelles as the USS Hamilton has split asunder. You are now in the dome under a bit of thruster and impulse power coming from the rear of this structure. You are on a time clock at this point. You either get to the Reliant or you need to get out of this ship, as you can see that the back half of the Hamilton is glowing with warp energy, and you are basically running on battery power at this point. Akano's coming through. My God, the channel's still open, and she's seeing all of this as you guys split apart.
Anything constructive to add?
You must get closer. And you hear not on the comm, take us in. And the Reliant begins to enter the field. I need to know, you all need to close the gap.
Yeah.
Reliant's heavy damage. If you can figure out a way to get this busted ass vehicle closer, let me know.
Well, okay. Let's think. There's
What energy? Like,
we're no longer connected to engineering.
yeah.
We've got now. Oh no, I don't know if this is one of the ships that can separate the.
It's not, but
No,
it has
no.
been, though. Yeah. You do still have the impulse engine that's on the back of the dome itself. It seems to be at least partially functional. However, the warp core was providing the energy for the ship, even under this impulse power. So whatever you're using, it's residual inside the dome itself. You can try something. You're not without power. You're not in a lifeless husk at the moment. Just let me know what you want to try.
Would it be able to be overloaded if someone went down there and overload? Because hang on, so what is the power we've actually got right now?
You're not engineers,
No.
so you have no clue what you're
We know.
actually running on, right? You've done a hell of a job, but you're not sure exactly what you're running on at this point. You do know, however, that you have Amat still has control.
Right.
They could still affect a course correction. This was just something hit the side of the ship that caused it to sunder.
Okay, so we
Pull up.
course correct because I don't think there's any.
No.
There's not any inertia besides like what we have stored up. We can't blow anything nearby up because we don't have weapons, so we can't ride that energy. So the only thing that I can think to do is to just keep going and just
Literally
go
pull up,
better.
pull up. Like the
Yeah.
pull up.
Yeah.
Okay, so Amat, it is up to you, as you may roll with your you may roll with your 4d20. I believe that Hawkeye just sent in a re-roll should you need it. This is your control and con as you are fighting to get the dying Hamilton back towards the Reliant as you make your move.
I'm gonna use that reroll.
And you
Sorry.
have determination as well, TK.
I have determination.
That'll add 2 successes. It's every session.
What?
Yeah.
I forget about that all the time.
So we'll say
Oh,
this
okay,
next one
that's-
already has 2 successes to it.
Oh, I was wondering what these 3 little bubbles were.
Yeah. You get 1 every session, and certain things can add to it, I think.
Oh, that's neat.
It's cool.
Control con. Okay.
Ensign, take us home. Oh!
That's way worse.
How? Oh my god.
Sproul really screwed us over this time, guys.
Screw you, Sproul.
This is Sproul's fault. So 3 successes and 2 complications. Cool.
Mm-hmm. And so here is the devil's bargain that I'm going to give you.
Yay.
Whatever energy you have left, the complication is it's overloading. It's going to blow. This is the sequence of events where you see a ship blow up and it kind of boom and then everything blows up. So you've had the first boom in the back, which is going to cascade and take out the rest of the Hamilton. So at this point, the devil's bargain is you need to abandon Genesis, get as much space between you and the Reliant as possible, hope that she gets close enough to beam you. There's a hole in the roof.
There is a hole in the roof.
I'll leave it up to you. You feel the explosion. Amat, you have no control of the ship. The Hamilton's dead.
Oh, this is a problem.
T is gonna jump up from her chair and as quickly as she can get over to Cora, and using whatever seatbelts or like seatbelts of it to just start strapping to Cora to herself.
Yep. Ensign, you've always wanted to fly.
Yeah.
Get ready. Is there
Oh.
any way to release whatever's holding Genesis down? I mean, if the atmosphere is non-existent, would it just float? Could we ride it up?
Genesis looks like it is attached very securely
Okay.
to the deck.
Okay. Then we should go, and then we should deal with it after. Yeah. Upsy daisy.
Yeah. Amat will start like once given that information, they'll look at the Romulan and say, "Hey, you ready?" And then like grab the Romulan with their prosthetic arm and toss them up towards the hole in the ceiling. You can do it.
Hold on to her.
This
Oh,
is the second
she's
time
fine.
you've thrown a Romulan.
Oh, well,
Yeah, this time instead of being dropped, she's thrown up.
yeah. It's a gentle toss. Just needs the inertia.
Okay. Nat's
Who's
gonna be the
next?
last one out.
Doctor?
Right,
Go.
like T's got Cora strapped to her and she's just trying to get up and out.
Yeah, Amat will give her like the
Boost,
smallest
please.
push off
Yeah.
the foot.
And then Nat will can I gymnast lift a mot? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Amat will climb up the bent knee and whoop.
Mhm.
Nat, now. Like,
Yeah, Nat takes one last look around, hits the comm badge. We're going for a walk. And leaps.
Okay. You hear Akano, and she is cursing through the line. As if she's desperately trying to get a lock on all of you. And as soon as you clear this tachyon-infused metal of the USS Hamilton, you immediately see each other start beaming. It's as if the metal and the Hamilton was so irradiated with tachyons, that was the last step in getting free. You all appear on a transporter pad inside the Reliant, and Willow Akano drops her head against and she is just flop sweat. And you hear, because the Reliant's not that big from where the transporter room is to the bridge, you hear, as soon as Willow says, "They're aboard," you hear Yates, "Get us out!" And you can feel the boom, 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 boom on the outside of the armored plating. But quickly, Reliant begins to move to get out. I would like everyone that just beamed back for me to roll me give me 1 second, I have it here. Insight and security.
The Romulan's manacled.
Oh yeah, the Romulans.
Okay, good.
Like, basically kissing the deck.
Yeah.
You know?
I say tease, run over to Willow if she can, like, take that. Thank you.
I like
She
peek
hugs you
around.
right back. She like hugs you.
Thank
Oh my
you.
god.
Like,
I wave and I'm like, look, we got closer.
Where the hell were these successes 5 minutes ago?
Who knows?
5 minutes ago.
2.
Okay, so as you move by, everyone takes a moment there. You know, Amat, you lean up against the transporter controls. You've got Nat, everyone standing there. You're looking down at the Romulan who's at Amat's feet and your feet. Security rushes in and looks at you, Nat. And they look at the Romulan. And they look at you.
Yeah, containment would be good.
They rush over, take her to the brig. She doesn't say a word, but as she is being escorted out of the transporter pad, we're gonna cut to moments, minutes, hours later, as you are all able to finally get some rest after the events of the Carina system. The Hamilton did finally succumb. It blew up. Maybe in its totality, a minute after you all made it out. But we're going to stick with Amat for 1 second as Amat goes into her quarters. Amat, you would hear, "You did a very good job."
Well, I
I'm
had
so
a lot
proud.
of help, Sproul. Thank you.
Yes. It does. And you feel your arm reach up and open up the wardrobe in your room.
Oh.
And inside is the Genesis device.
Wow.
Nobody saw your hand as it moved the transporter pad and controls when you all beamed back to Reliant.
Oh, that's amazing. Why didn't you ask, though? You usually ask.
Oh, well, you see, the man that I was and the man that I am are growing to be similar. You see, I was a leader. They called me General, Father, not Sproul. That is not my name, Amat.
Oh,
But you
okay.
did not call me any of that. You are my friend. You can call me Khan.
I knew it.
And that's where we'll end this session of Perfection Shadow.
Yeah.
I
like that.
knew
That's
it.
a
I
nice
knew it when I first heard them. No.
What a nice guy.
I mean, I can yell calm.
I'm having a great time. I was hoping I'd get to play a warlock in space, and Greg, you did not disappoint me. I just want somebody to tell me that I'm doing a good job.
You will.
I just need encouragement. That's all.
You found the perfect patron.
Enabler.
I certainly did.
Alrighty, so I will hand back over to Alice and we'll take this.
Hi everyone. Yeah, we're gonna go round and talk about our favorite bit and stress out a little bit and maybe talk about where we can find you. So let's start with Greg. Hi Greg.
I love the show. It's super duper fun. You guys are the best. We can laugh and then get into harrowing circumstances, which is Star Trek. And I really like the ability to do some fun things here using a lot of the source material from the Diffius. This was based largely in part to a scenario called Entropy's Demise. And it's very, very good. It's in the These Are the Voyages companion set from Odysseus. Please check it out. A lot of really great stuff in there. Obviously, I cobbled in quite a bit of the major overarching storyline in Perfection Shadow. This is the story that as a little boy I always wanted to tell because I dug Wrath of Khan so much. And this is the perfect group to do it with. When I received everybody's backstories, I'm like, oh my God, it all works. And so I'm super duper psyched. I look forward to I look forward to this show on Friday afternoons so much here at the Academy. Thank you all. Thank you, chat, for being great. We'll see you all next week. As for me, I am Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, Tales from the Grim, with my great company and channel over the company being Lauren, Allison, Dawn, and who am I forgetting? Kiana. And we have a lot of fun things going on right now. Join us over there. This Sunday, we have Highlander, If on a Winter's Night, which has Alice in it, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then later that evening, the premiere of Project Hyperion, which is our continuation in a way of our Project Athena timeline and campaign. So join us there, join us for both, but join us back here when we can go into space and figure out what the hell is Khan up to. I know. See you later.
Thank you. And now we're gonna hop over to TK.
It's me. It's TK, your favorite space warlock. I write spooky stories on the internet, and if you like spooky stories, then you can go and read them on tkjwrites.com. Very cool. You can follow me on Twitter, TK Joins the Fray. I just updated my Twitch schedule, so you can see all of my games in the pinned thread tweet thread thing. And if you like spooky stuff and you like spooky streams, then you should come and hang out with me tonight on Wizards, the D&D channel on Twitch. And we'll do Tales from the Mist, which is about Ravenloft and werewolves and wolf wares, and it's very cool. Buy my book. That's all. Bye.
Awesome, thank you. We're gonna hop over to Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hi. I'm Lauren. I see you, Greg.
Trust gone.
I never had any trust in him. Never. Yeah, I loved all of that. That was awesome. I loved all of it. I liked being high a lot. That was fun.
Most people do.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter at @ThatSaltyGinger. I'm part of the Tales from the Grim team. I run a campaign on Monday nights of Lady Blackbird. It's called Wild Blue Yonder. It's awesome. Greg and Alice are in it. And we have a lot of fun in space where I get my revenge on both of them. Yay, me. The other big thing coming up on Tales from the Grim is we're going to have something called Monthly Madness, a one-shot. That's our first step toward compensating our beautiful, beautiful cast of players because, you know, creativity should be honored and paid and all that other fun stuff because we do it together and we put a lot of work into it and we love our people. So that's something, if you head over to Donathan Fry's Twitter at Donathan Fry, you can catch that info. And otherwise, I'll be back here on Monday to play in my favorite D&D 5e campaign that Alice runs. This is going to be super awesome. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you, Lauren. And I just want to say, Wrath of Khan is like the thing I grew up on. So it's my favorite. And as soon as the voice came in, I was like, no, it can't be.
No, the first syllable, I was like,
yeah, I love all of this. I love these characters. I love this game. I've had Takora strapped to my back quite a lot throughout this. I'm really loving it. And I'm White Rabbit Pick, and that's where you can find me on Twitter. I'm probably going to be thinking about this game again for quite a while. Yeah, you can find me later today on the channel with our Monte Cook Cypher System game. And also, I'm so excited for Highlander on Sunday. I cannot express how excited I am. But yeah, I'm going to run out through some things because I'm still reeling. But hey, you should join our Discord. You should join our Discord because I'm going to go and scream Khan into the abyss that is the Discord right now because you can't not. If you have missed any of the other episodes running up to this, you can find a playlist on our YouTube to catch up on all the shenanigans and watch Nat be high again. If you didn't get enough of that. And also we have a Patreon. We are full-time, so if you would like to support us, that is one way you can do it. We also have some really awesome articles on there written by the lovely Renee. And we have merch, which is on Redbubble, which you can check out. And I'm currently working on some new designs and stuff for merch, etc., which I'm hoping to get onto. Sorry, I'm still thinking of Khan. Also, we have some awesome sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm and Mage Hand Press, where you can find some links in the chat to take you off to some awesome stuff that they do. Other than that, we're going to go read Lindy because we're going to go and send some love over to Lindy because we love Lindy. I feel the raid cry literally just needs to be Khan.
Yep.
I'm just putting it forward. So yeah, okay. I will see everyone later. Well, we've got Root Armor in the next couple of hours, our viewer game. Other than that, keep evoking emotions, guys. Send all the love over towards Lindy and scream Khan into the abyss. I'll see you later. Bye.